etc. And really, this relies pretty much entirely on SEO, and the goal is to make an affiliate sale. So once again, I did a real life example here for you. I went on clickbank.com and I found a product called Ted's Woodworking, which is a big woodworking affiliate offer. They pay $62 per sale, so it's pretty interesting if I manage to rank for it. And what I did, once again, I put the name of the product inside Ahrefs. The difficulty is low, the volume is high, so it's definitely looking like an interesting topic. And then what I wanted to have is I wanted to have my template ready so the writers know exactly how to write the article if you have a writer, and I'll show you how to get one. All your articles consistently, have the same format, which is part of your branding experience as well. And templates also help kind of like aligning your vision of the content with what the writer is going to write. If you make it too short, it's hard to convey what you want to your writer. And when you spend less time editing the content they send you, you essentially save money, so it's totally worth it. And whenever you can, really, you should try to provide the product to the writer, right? So let's zoom in our single product review template. And I'm going to go quickly, but essentially that's what a template for a piece of content looks like. You can see there's the description for the post, there is examples of articles, there is site information for the writer if they don't know about the site, so the market you're in, the philosophy of the site, the product reviewed, the general stance towards the product from the editor, so do you like it, do you not like it, do you think it's good or bad. If the author is ghostwriting, you put also the name of the person they will write as, the gender, the age, a little bit of bio, and then there's a bunch of essentially editorial information for people to follow, like don't use salesy language, go simple, use the first person and second person, never mention reviewers professional, no salesy language, no filler language, and then we actually break down the actual parts of the article. So first the introduction, we're like 50 to 75 words, emphasize with the reader, try to essentially be in their shoes. Section 2, things to consider before buying, product category, so like kind of like informational piece on like what you should consider before you buy. Section 3, presenting the product, so talking about what's inside, describing the contents, etc. Section 4, what is good, what is bad. Section 5, social proof, what people say about them on the internet. Section 6, alternatives, so things that people could buy instead to feel the same need. Section 7, conclusion. So essentially that is what our writing templates look like. If you haven't taken a screenshot, I'll actually make this as part of the goodie bag at the end, so you'll be able to find this. And that is what you want for every type of content you have on your site. And then once you have these templates ready, what you want is you want to build an editorial machine. And for this, we recommend you use Trello.com, which is a free to-do system. You can put all your brainstormed ideas in Trello from your spreadsheet or from your sitemap. And then when you're ready to write about it, you move it to to draft section. You can either outsource the content to someone else, you can assign it to someone else. And then when the writer is done, you essentially upload it to the cart, you put it in the to edit section. When you are done editing it, you have the formatting / uploading column. And then when you're done, you can essentially archive the cart. So it's pretty much a very simple to-do system for your editorial calendar, and it's 100% free as well. And I was talking about editorial calendar. Trello does have a calendar function in it, so it's really cool because you can actually see how often you want to post, and you can adjust your editorial calendar that way. So yeah, highly recommended that you work on templates plus an editorial calendar on Trello. Now, I know a lot of people want to hear about outsourcing content, so I'm going to show you really quickly. We're already running out of time for this webinar, and I still have a lot to cover, so let's get going. But the first thing I think you should do is you should write the first 10 articles. Don't start outsourcing right away, because writing the first 10 articles is what allows you to set the tone for your website and to give a benchmark to the writers you're going to be hiring. So you can be like, this is what I expect, this is the level of quality I expect. And every time they send something to you, you can compare it to the article, the benchmark that you gave them, and then it's pretty obvious whether it's on the same level or not. And then if it's not, then you can send it back for revisions, and usually the writers have to work harder, which does happen pretty frequently when you outsource content. Plus, it gets you to actually learn about the niche. And I really recommend that you don't compromise when you outsource content. It will happen very often that writers will cut corners, but you need to understand that your content is your product when you're a stage 1 site, and you want your product to be as good as possible if you want to stand out and if you want to grow as a website. Crap content websites don't do well. One thing that we have noticed though is that paying writers more after 2.5 cents per word is not really correlating with higher quality. It's just about screening the people. So it doesn't mean you have to pay a lot. It just means you have to be screening for writers. But do expect to edit the content that you receive, especially at the beginning. Now I'm going to show you an easy way of outsourcing content, and that's going to be using textbroker.com. So we have a strategy for textbroker.com as well that you can be using. Essentially, Textbroker has an option called open orders, which gives your content orders to writers that have been assigned to a certain category that you have selected. And some of it will be good, some of it will be not so good. The not so good one, you will ask for revisions or you will have to edit it. But the good one, you give them a tip. Usually I send them around $5, and then I invite them to my private team that you can build on Textbroker. And then once you have a private team of like 3 to 5 people that can write for you regularly, you can send orders just to this private team, and then the quality of the content you get on Textbroker for the price you pay is probably one of the best ratios on the market. It's just Textbroker is probably more for beginners than it is for advanced people. It's not the absolute best content, but it's good enough to get started. So the first step to Textbroker is to actually go through the open order interface. As you can see here, it's what it looks like. So you actually fill all your informations, and then you put the word count, you put all these kind of things, and then you get to order your content, and then you just press order and it goes through. When a writer does a good job, you have the opportunity to give them a tip, as I said. So I just send them a tip and I say, hey, thanks. And after that, I invite them to my team. In that case, I invite him to the Health Ambition team because he did a good job, right? And after he received the bonus, the writer emailed me back. Thanks so much for the bonus. I really appreciate it. I'm grateful for the invitation. I am joining in. See you later. And then boom, I gave him assignments and he took care of it. And now I have a real relationship with that writer. I can take it to the next level. And when he's in my team, I have the team order interface that makes it easy to just send orders to the writers that I have liked in the past, and that gives me much higher quality content for basically the same price. If you don't want to do all of that, it's also possible. Wordagents.com is pretty good. Like, they kind of do everything for you. They even know what we do, etc. So they can help you. It's going to be more expensive though, usually around double the price. So it depends if you have more time or more money. All right, now let's go through link building, because I know you guys are interested in link building. Now, if you have your content ready, you've uploaded it on your site, let's talk about how you're going to get links and how you're going to start ranking in Google to make money, essentially. And the first thing I want to talk about is link building funneling. It's something that I think we're the only ones doing. If any of you guys ever try to do outreach link building, you know how painful it can be to find sites to ask links to, and having sites that say yes. It's not that many people. You have to find their emails, you have to negotiate, you have to get a yes, and it's difficult. Yet most people stop there. When they get their links, they completely forget about the person that said yes, and they just try to find more people to get links from. We actually disagree. We think that you can get a lot more from someone that said yes in the past. And so that's the technique that I'm going to teach you today. And that is the process that we've been using on Health Ambition for the past 2 years. And we've built over 3,300 linking root domains in the last 2 years. So here's the link funnel. What we do essentially is we reach out to people that link to similar articles to ours, like I explained earlier, and we ask them to link to our content. For those who say yes, we follow up and ask them for a guest post that gets linked to our commercial pages, the pages that make us the most money. And then after that, we add them to what we call our sharing army. And these people get to share our new information or content to give it more social proof. So let's go back to the example I gave you earlier on Fishing Calendar so that you get an idea of a real life example. This is the piece on Fishing Calendar. They had 108 linking root domains, and I can find the people from Ahrefs. And when I actually check for everyone ranking for Fishing Calendar, there was 696 link opportunities. To all these people, I'm going to send this email. Hey Naim, I was doing some research the other day for a new blog post of ours, and I stumbled on your piece about, and then I put the topic and I put the URL. I found it super awesome and inspiring, so thanks for that. However, I did notice that you linked to the competitor, and I think that our new piece is slightly more researched and up to date than theirs. I'd love it if you considered also adding it to the page. Here's the link for you to check, and then I just put the link to the piece. And then I'm like, hey, let me know what you think. Don't hold back. I can take it. Thanks again for the awesome blog. I'll be reading and sharing you guys to our audience regularly from now on. And then just put your name. Essentially, do that, but don't copy paste it, because a lot of people use our templates and then they end up not working. So take this as an inspiration and make your own version that matches your own personality. That's the best way to do this. So if the people say no or don't reply, we essentially add them to a blacklist and we never talk to them again. If people say yes, then we ask them if we can guest post on their site. And the guest post that we're going to do, they're not going to link to informational content this time. They are going to link to a, best bait casting reel for sea fishing, for example, some kind of article that makes me money. And links to pages that make us money do count more. And regardless of whether they say yes or no, because they've replied once, I also add them to our army of sharer. And every time we release a big piece of content, so a big guide, I email them and I'm like, hey, can you share this around? So that my social counters go up on these pages, and as a result, I get more social proof, and then when I outreach, I get more links. So these people help me get links 3 times. First time by adding a link to the informational piece, second time by linking to our commercial pieces when they take a guest post, and third time by sharing our content when we release a new piece and essentially giving us social proof that gives us more link in the end. Now, I know that this sounds like a lot of work, and I want to talk about scaling outreach a little bit. I can't go super deep in it. We have been talking for a long time already, but I want to show you a few tricks that will give you an edge over the competition. The one metric you need to look at when you do link building is links per hour. It's the only metric that counts together with link quality, because it doesn't matter which links you get. If it takes you 3 days to get 1 link, it's not very productive. And realistically, if you have a job, there's no chance you're going to keep going with this. You need to get several links per hour. So that is the one thing that we work on and we try to improve. One of the biggest time sinks is finding emails when you're outreaching. And for those who are on a budget, one quick hack that you can use that works very well for us is to go on people's Facebook page. Most people don't even list their email on their website. They have contact forms and it's complicated, etc. However, Facebook incentivizes them to put emails on their Facebook page. So as a result, you get to find most people's email or most companies' emails on their Facebook page. And so it's much, much faster to search for site's name on Facebook and actually get their email. So that's one quick hack to actually speed things up and get more links per hour. If you're looking to scale a little bit more, we recommend a tool called Hunter.io. It's not free though. We tested a bunch of scrapers and this one definitely performed the best. The plan starts at 39 euros per month for around 1,000 emails that it can find. It's much cheaper than hiring a VA, for example. Around 60% of the sites that we put into Hunter actually return an email that we can email. And one thing that we found to actually speed up link building is that instead of wasting time finding the emails of the 40% of the people that we didn't get links from, we just produce more content and we try to find another 60% of people. Now, obviously, if you're on limited money, maybe it's going to be more worth it to try to look for the rest of the emails manually, but Hunter will still speed up the process a lot. There's a new alternative to Hunter called Snuff.io as well that's also decent and a little bit cheaper. It starts at $19 a month. It's not been as good as Hunter, but given the price, if you're a bit on a tight budget, it's pretty good. So now when you have the emails, the combo that we love to use to actually reach out to people is a tool called Mailshake.com and Google Suite. The reason we use Google Suite is because free Gmail accounts are very limited in send limit and they often get blocked, while paid G Suite accounts actually has basically no limitations and it just costs $5 a month. So yeah, if you're going to do larger scale outreach, you probably should be paying for G Suite. Another thing you need to do is you need to warm up your email accounts. You can't just be sending 1,000 emails on one day. You should start by 12 emails per day. Then if it goes through, do 25. If it goes through, do 50, etc., etc. So don't go too fast. Otherwise, you're going to get hit by spam filters. One thing I really like about Mailshake as well is that you get auto follow-up emails, meaning that if the people don't reply, you actually get to follow up automatically, usually twice before giving up. And that increased our reply rate by 81%. It makes the $19 per month really worth it, actually. Now, when people actually reply, it also takes a while to go back and forth with them. So what we did is we templated replied, and it's called canned responses in Gmail. So we have templates that, for example, thank people for accepting a link to us. We have templates explaining that we refuse to pay for links for the webmasters that ask for money. We have tutorials for webmasters that don't know how to add links, and we just write all these templates, and it's just 2 clicks. Like inside Gmail, you just click on the little arrow, canned responses, and then we just click, and the email is written, and we send it. And that's how we can reply to the hundreds of emails that we receive every day for Health Ambition. All of that without dropping the quality of the communication. People receive a full email that's well written, that has been even tested. It's often better than actually writing the email on the go, right? Alright, I'm really running out of time here, but how do you like the material that I've been sharing so far? Do you feel stuff as actionable as this make making money with websites something actually achievable by you? I mean, you see the actual tools, you see the keywords. I mean, it's not abstract bullshit. It's literally us showing you ways to make money in front of you. It's hard to make it more real life than this. Now, what if we could step it up even one more step? What if instead of showing you quick examples on static PowerPoint slides for about an hour, I was taking all the time needed to show you over the shoulder as I start a brand new site from scratch and recorded the whole process while commenting on it and attaching my templates and everything. I mean, going into every single little detail or dilemma that comes with building a stage 1 authority website. Would you be interested in that? I mean, let me know in the chat and I'll check your responses. All right, checking some answers. Yeah, it looks like a few people are interested at least. So I have good news for you guys. This training does exist and it's called the Authority Site System, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it right now. The Authority Site System is the most advanced and detailed training on building stage 1 sites on the internet, period. There is nothing like it, and let me tell you why. As I said earlier, in this training, you follow us building a brand new site from scratch, over the shoulder for each step. We do build a new site on a new domain, and you follow along from the point where we are looking for the niche for the site to the point where the site is fully live and done. This is a brand new site that we only share with Authority Site System members. It's not Health Ambition, it's not Hip Hop, it's not Authority Hacker, it's something else that's realistic for a beginner to build if you've never done that stuff before. The funny thing is that this site was really meant to be a case study site. We really just wanted to show course members how we build site, but we didn't intend to make money with that site or make it part of our portfolio. Actually, we didn't even do link building for it, but because the keyword research and niche research was so good, it now gets over 1,000 visitors per day and made back many times the money it cost to build it, despite the fact that we actually outsourced everything. So inside the Authority Site System, you will follow along and watch us actually build that site over the shoulder in 75 text and video lessons across 5 modules with something around 40,000 words of supporting content. So this is a lot of content, a lot more than I could share tonight, really. And because I have more time, I get to record my screen and show you things in real life rather than showing you slides like I do right now. So here's the basic structure for those who really want to know what's inside. For the newbies out there, if you've never done online marketing, we'll give you the foundations in a prequel module because there are a few things that you need to understand before you get started. If you've done online marketing before, you can skip it, but if you haven't, it's really useful for you. Then we walk you through niche research, and we take quite a bit of time for it. We actually didn't know which niche we would pick for the case study site. We went through that niche research process, and we do all of this live. We also do the keyword research and the sitemap planning. All of this you can see us doing. This is not theory. That's actually 12 videos in total. And we give you literally every single spreadsheet that we use internally for that process in the niche selection. You can just download it and start a site as if you were part of our publishing companies with all the tools that come with it. The final part of this module will be us building the sitemap together. You will see me build the sitemap for the case study site with all the details that I couldn't go over today. Then we will help you set up your site the way Google wants it to be. And we'll help you brand it, we'll help you with on-page SEO, we'll help you with technical SEO, everything that you need. If you are a bit of a technophobe, you will love this module because all the tech setup is included over the shoulder. Once again, you see a screenshot of a video of me setting up Yoast SEO here. But things like picking up a domain, pointing your hosting, WordPress setup and optimization, creating your branding and just, getting your colors, getting everything together. We will build pages live on this module. We'll also help you be compliant with the Amazon Associates program if you're going to be using that. We're going to show you all the plugins that we use and recommend. We're going to be building the site structure together. There's quite a lot in this module, and I think you will appreciate the fact that it's all over the shoulder once again. You see us doing it. Then after this is done, we'll show you how to create your starter affiliate content on the site that both adds value and generates revenue. We'll also show you how to outsource it on popular platforms, a little bit like I showed on Textbroker today, but a lot deeper. We'll show you alternatives as well. Even beginners can really do that kind of stuff because we give you all the templates inside that you can just use on these platforms. So even if you don't have a lot of time, you'll be able to learn how to not only outsource content, but outsource good content and make sure that this content will be making you money. And we'll also be talking about formatting this commercial content, how to put your commercial offers forward, how to put the affiliate offers forward. This kind of stuff will be covered in this module. As I said, all the content templates for the Stage 1 authority sites are included, just like the single product review that we've reviewed before. All of this is included and more, a lot more than you've seen tonight, really. Now, we mentioned a little bit of link building tonight, but link building for new sites is a bit different. I mean, you have low authority, you don't have a ton of content, your design is good, but it's not a big brand or anything. So we've created a full process for you to follow with 14 training videos that is highly efficient, that will allow you to build your first links to your site, up to 200 linking root domains, I think we go for this training. And we'll show you 3 different tactics that you can use all across that. So it's not just the ones that we've shown tonight. And once again, all of this, even link building, is over the shoulder. It's not theory, it's us doing it and showing you exactly how to do this stuff. So if I recap what's inside the authority site system, there is the case study site and associated videos to a case study site that is a $2,000 value. And on top of the case study site, there is also the 85 over-the-shoulder training videos. That is a $3,000 value for a total value of $5,000. Along with the lesson, we've also prepared all the work for you to get your site live as soon as possible. So we templated most of the tasks, and all you have to do is download them and fill the blanks, like I showed you for the single review article, but for basically every task. Things like market and keyword research, site layout, content brief, link building, everything is templated, so it's much faster to do it with the authority site system than if you try to do it on your own, starting from a blank page. So to recap, there is the case study site included with a $2,000 value. There is the over-the-shoulder training for a $3,000 value. There is the copy-paste templates as well for a value of $1,500 for a total value of $6,500. Here's what I think is one of the best part of the training though. As we looked around the industry, taking action for students seemed to be a huge issue. People consume content like they consume Netflix TV shows, and I don't think that's how you make progress. You need to actually take action. The problem is people don't know what to start with first, and despite the fact that the course is very sequential, very easy to follow, what we've done for you as well is we've prepared a to-do list on Trello so that you can essentially copy it on your account and tick the boxes as you do the next task. So you're never left not knowing what to do next, so that you can be on your way to be making money with your website. And we put a lot of work into each task. It's extremely detailed. It's tied to the lessons in the course. You will have a clear expected outcome. You will have all the associated template attached to the task, and you have a checklist that you just need to tick as you go through it. If you go from the beginning to the end of this to-do list, you will have a profitable website. It's all about actually getting through that to-do list, which makes the program very actionable, and a lot more actionable than a lot of things we've seen out there when we were building this program. So to recap, you get the case study site for a $2,000 value, you get the over-the-shoulder training for $3,000, you get the copy-paste template for $1,500, and you get the to-do system for $1,500 value, for a total value of $8,000 for this training. Now, I know that creating sites on your own can be scary, especially if you've never done it before. This is why the authority site system comes bundled with lifetime access to our student community. This community is a perfect extension to the lesson. This is the place where you can get your questions answered by us and others. You literally just need to drop in and put your question, and all the other students and us will come and try to help you out. So it's very convenient if you're stuck somewhere. You also get to follow along with member case studies. You can see the case study of AJ here, who is posting about his progress and what he's done so far, sharing his earnings and so on. So it's a really cool way to maintain your motivation by seeing others using the same material and making money. It's also a great place to learn about the latest tips and tools. Like we do publish regular updates to the course, but if there's a news that come out, a new Google algorithm update, etc., the place where we're going to be talking about it is going to be the community. So you want to be part of it, so you're on the cutting edge of the latest information about building authority websites. So to recap, you get the case study site for a value of $2,000, you get the 85 over-the-shoulder training videos for $3,000 value, the copy-paste template for $1,500, the to-do list system for $1,500, and a community for $1,000. Total value for this product, and I'm done now, it's $9,000. And I know this is a lot of money. A lot of people will be like, what the fuck, so much cash? And I get it. I mean, I'd feel the same if some guy was talking to me on a webinar saying that a product costs $9,000. But you know, in life, there's really two valuable resources that you should be looking for: time and money. And money, there's really an unlimited amount of it in the world. If you play your cards right, there's no shortage of it. But time, once you waste it, you never get it back, no matter what you do. And you could be wasting a lot of time trying to figure out every single detail there is to building a profitable authority site, especially if you're just starting out. So before we get further, let me ask you a question. Would this amount of money be worth it if you had a step-by-step process to build profitable websites on autopilot? And I mean all the steps, way more in depth than what we had time to do today, all updated with every single tool that you need. Would this amount of money be worth it if you could skip years of trial and error that many people, including us, went through when starting in this industry? I mean, what is your hourly wage? If you wasted 1,000 hours trying to figure out all this stuff, how much money would be actually lost in the process? Would it be more than what we're asking here? I'm not sure, right? Now, if I told you that for this much money, in 12 months, you'll never need a job again in your life, would this sound like a bad deal? Now, I'm not guaranteeing it, you need to put the work in. But how much do you think your office neighbor would be ready to spend for such an opportunity? Now, one thing that's cool is building income, but one thing that's cooler is maintaining your income. And let me ask you, would this amount of money be worth it if not only you knew that the system is working, but also that it's going to keep working in the long run? I mean, if you knew that in 5 years, the work that you're doing today is still going to pay dividends in your bank account, over time, would this investment be worth it? And look, it's not BS, people are getting results from this training. Here's an example of a few recent students that went through it, so you can see real life examples. Here's the example of Michael Bengayat. He said, seeing how a successful website was set up was invaluable. Learning how to work with TextBroker and create writer briefs was also very important. There are a lot of technical things that go into an affiliate site that you've explained thoroughly. That was very helpful. The link building module was great. I had no idea how to even start building links. And this is Michael's earnings. Even though he knew nothing, no text, etc., after a few months, he's already making around $500 per month, which is really good, and now he's making even more. We also have David Pidley, who started just before Michael, and he says, I have followed the authority site system to the letter a couple months ago, and my site is now growing and making more money every month. I'm very excited about the future of my authority site, and the Facebook community has been incredibly helpful to me. And as you can see, every month in 2017, his traffic and earnings have been going up. And in 2018, he's making, over $1,000 a month now. Then we have David Sertian, who started a little bit earlier than them in 2017. And he says, a few weeks back, I had my very first day at more than 1,000 visitors per day. Today, I just passed another milestone, more than $1,500 in Amazon earnings in March. When I started my website, I would never have thought this would be possible. For all of you out there struggling to make money right now, follow closely what Tas is teaching. Tas is the authority site system. This stuff works 100%. It takes a lot of effort and work to get started. I literally spent all my weekend and most of my weeknights working on the site, but it pays off in the end. I was on vacation for 10 days this month, and every day I made between $40 and $100 passive income. It feels like magic. And here's David's screenshot, just proving that he's actually making that money. And finally, we got Robert, who started in January 2017. He says, when I joined the authority site system, the membership fee seemed like a crazy amount of money to me. I decided to go ahead with it anyway and started my first authority site in December 2016. My goal was to create a website that could generate a monthly income of $2,000 after 1 year. Not only did I complete my original goal in only 9 months, but I also have exceeded it by over 4 times, earning $8,513 in August 2017. Becoming an authority site system member will probably be one of the best investments in my life. And here's some earnings screenshots from Robert as well. In August, he made $8,513. And then I pinged him again in December 2017, and he was making over $23,000 per month. Isn't this awesome? I mean, $23,000 per month in 1 year, and he says 95% of it is profit. I mean, what if this was you? How would that change your life? And even 5 to 6 figure month friends of ours recommend this program to their friends who want to get started. Here's Alistair from the UK, who now runs his websites from Malta. He's one of our core Authority Hacker Pro members, and he says, the authority site system is going to cut short a lot of my conversations, because in the future, if someone asks me how to build a website that replaces my job, I can simply point them in the direction of the authority site system from Authority Hacker. It's all in there. And best of all, Gael and Perrin structured the information in a step-by-step format. This helps to make sure you are always working on the right thing at the right time, because this is one of the biggest problems for beginners and pros alike, working on the wrong thing at the wrong time. So if you want an authority site on Rails type of course, this is the one to get. Also, if the Age Pro community is anything to go by, then I expect the Facebook group alone to be worth the admission price. And in total, we've trained over 2,500 members across all our training programs. So I could keep rolling out the success stories, but we're kind of running out of time here, so I'm gonna cut short on this. So look, you probably know it already. I'm not going to be charging you $9,000 for this training, even though it's probably worth it. Actually, usually we charge $997 for this training. On authorityhacker.com/system, you can actually go and see the live sales page, and many people buy it at this price. But because you're here, you're probably a new subscriber, and I want to welcome you in the absolute best way possible. We're going to charge only $599 for this training today. And this is a one-off. There is no recurring charges, and you get free lifetime updates. I mean, some people are members of our courses for like 3 years and got everything new that we released without paying a single extra dollar to us. We just love our customers this much. But this is a special offer. It's only going to be available for 3 days. In 3 days, the price goes back to $997. So if I was you, I wouldn't wait. I mean, at this price point, it's many people's entertainment budget for a month or two. So really, you have two choices. You could spend this kind of money going to the mall during the sales and buying a bunch of stuff you don't really need, or blow it at the bar with your mates. Or you can get this training and invest in yourself, and that should turn into more money in the future. And then with that extra money, you can go to the mall, you can go to the bar, or both if you want. But yeah, treat this like an investment. This will pay dividend instead of something that will take money away from you. So if you want to take advantage of this limited time offer, click on the button that just popped, or go on authorityhacker.com/special-offer while it's still up. If you have any question you want to ask us in private, there's a live chat on that page. You can talk to us directly, so I recommend you go there if there's a question that you don't want to show the chat right now. And yeah, I know some people will think that this is still expensive, but the truth is we kind of had two choices here. One, we make this course really cheap and anyone can buy it, and those tactics are everywhere. Everyone has the proven and tested templates that we built, and it kind of loses its edge over time because everyone's doing it. Or we price it at a price that we think is fair, and I think it's very fair at this point, but not too cheap, so it stays edgy, and I'm not afraid of adding our best stuff in it because I know only a limited number of highly motivated members will get it, so it stays effective both for us because we still build websites, and for our members, so everyone ends up making more money than they invested. Oh, and additionally, if you get in and for any reason you're not happy with the training or you just change your mind about building an authority website, we'll give you your money back without hassling you. Just send us a message on the support and your money will be back in your account within a few days. So once again, here is the page where you can get today's special offer, $599 instead of $997 for the next 3 days only though, and there is a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you have any question, type them in the chat right now. We will do a Q&A session in a minute with Mark, so let's start getting this going. But if you have any question you want to ask in private, go on authorityhacker.com/special-offer and you can talk to us in private there. Oh, and to sweeten the deal even more, if you buy before this webinar ends, including the Q&A session, so you maybe have like 20 minutes, we have prepared a deep niche research report package for you. This is a collection of already done